over here.
Over here, right here.
Update audio released of sounds heard every 30 minutes during Ocean Gate search. Company owner who values diversity over experience is on the submarine.
Ah.
I hope. I was going to make some sort of joke over here, but that might get me arrested. Anyhow. This dumb-ass clown over here, he did one of these conference calls, he did one of these stupid, hey, come joyride to the bottom of the sea with us, advertisements on a podcast, and he was talking about how I super-duper care so much about the underwater experience, but I don't want old white dudes working on my submarine. I want a rainbow submarine with a black status sticking on the side of it. Now, I'm indulging a little bit, but that's what he said. Do they have the actual quote over here? It's hilarious. This is the Brie Larson of underwater tourism. This was made for you. Is what he said. This is an insane thing to say. As a person who's taking people underwater in a stupid fucking boat. I keep saying boat. There's going to be a whole bunch of Navy dudes like, you son of a bitch, stop coming out of a boat. It's unchargeable. Here you got, quote, when I started the business, other sub operators were out there, and they typically had gentlemen or ex-military submariners. A whole bunch of 50-year-old white guys. He said this 3 years ago. Why would you remotely bring that up? Why in the hell would you sit there and say, it's a very complicated situation over here. We're going to put together a submarine. We're going to go to the depths of the ocean. There's a whole lot of...
Oh, that's right. I finished this. I kept fucking dying.
Oxygen situation. A whole lot of very complicated situations necessary to work in a nice orchestral fashion for us to, stay the fuck alive. Let's hire black people. I'm sorry to go that racist. Well, I need 80% of the hires to be black. I need 20% of the hires to be lesbian. And why would you hire based off of characteristics that aren't going to help you in this situation? Because it's all virtue signaling. It's all virtue signaling. He wants more of that ESG capital. He wants more of the stupid fucking platitudes. He wants to articles about it. So he's going to say, "Oh my God, we don't want any of those fucking 50-year-old white dudes. We're gonna go out there and hire based off the features. You got pronouns in your resume that look higher. That's dumb." Now, if you can find a whole bunch of people with the technical expertise necessary to get you to the bottom of the fucking ocean in this tin can, and they have pronouns in their resume, okay, that's fine. But it's because of the track record of success that they have. It's because of the technical accolades. It's because of their ability to pull off going down to the bottom of the fucking sea. Not their skin color, their sexual orientation, but that doesn't get you any play on left-wing media. That doesn't get you any of that ESG, DIE. So he does this stupid shit. So, I wanted our team to be younger and inspirational. 25-year-old sub-pilot or a platform operator or one of our techs can be inspirational. But not with one of those fucking white dudes. White dudes. Well, if I could just forget what happened tonight. I say, rescue the three. Figure out how to do this. Maybe rescue the three other people and leave him down there. Because I have a feeling that the people, if they make it to the sub to save it, will probably be ex-military, ex-Navy, 50-plus-year-old white dudes doing it. Just based off of, I don't know, statistics. But he doesn't want your help, so leave him the fuck down there, but take the other ones out. Alright, guys. He can wait for the young, black, lesbian scientist to come save him, I guess. Because he cares so much about stupid shit like that. What an insane world to live in.
TikTok made me do it. If you use TikTok, you might have seen videos like these recently claiming that the combination of L-tyrosine and B vitamins
has cells in its body. That shark has been eating fish at the Bikini Atoll. Not only that, there has never been a time when palm trees didn't cover the Bikini Atoll. These are provable things that you can demonstrate to yourself. Nuclear weapons do not exist in the way they've been described to you. And one of the big problems people have is, what about all the, electrical facilities, those big domes that we're told are nuclear? You know what they're doing there? They're boiling water.
I love that.
They're boiling water. They're just doing it in a really expensive way. There was a man on the internet called Galen, I think his last name was Windsor of all things, that used to go around eating plutonium and uranium to show people that you've been lied to. I would point everyone back to the China Syndrome movie. I think it won an Academy Award, or if not, it was a big deal. This is the programming that has brought you nukes, that brings us forward to the modern day, where the clown Trump, with his freaking orange wig on his head, making fun of everyone in this country and the world, wants to start another war on the idea that North Korea has nukes. Not only do they not have nukes, they don't have a rocket that can go any further than the ocean in front of them. These things are demonstrable to a higher human mind. So the question becomes, will you be a person that turns on your news and lets that talking head, which is owned by a corporation, tell you what reality is, or will you use your human abilities to determine that? There's the question.
Yeah, I think it's important to note, Dave started this out with the news saying that, most people, the only reason quote unquote, know that there's nukes is due to the Hiroshima footage and the footage of the trees being bent over, whatever. Not only that, but, there's probably a group of young people out there that aren't even seeing that footage. They're simply believing it because it's discussed so much. And I just want to put out there that just because it's in discussion, just because it's in a book, whatever, is not actual observation that Crow's talking about.
Well, I can take everyone a step further. What's going on here is the misuse of alchemy. What it's doing is it's transmuting the human mind into an infantile, lower, animalistic mindset. That's what's going on here. Anyone listening can go to a YouTube channel called Hoaxbuster. He is the person who made what I consider, if there was an Academy Award for YouTube clips, this man made it. He's in Scotland, and Marie Curie, or Mercury, get it? Marie Curie, Mercury, who is the foundational,
that's unbelievable.
The foundational block in the wall that we need to have nuclear anything or radiation exist is Marie Curie. Go look at the clip he did on Marie Curie, and he will prove to you that it is an alchemical construct. He will even show you how it relates to the sign of Mercury in alchemy, to include Pierre Curie, her husband, who was killed at the Crossroad. I will point you back to the Bikini Atoll. That was Operation Crossroad. It's an alchemical mind screw. It is transmuting your mind if you choose to believe in this nonsense. And every time your mind is drugged to the crossroad, misusing alchemy, a thing has to happen. You cannot prevent it. Every time your mind is drugged to the crossroad, you are forced to make a decision. You have to go straight, you have to turn left, you have to turn right, or go back the way you came. There are no other options, and that is what is going on here. If you make the wrong choice at that crossroad of information you have been brought to, your mind will go further into a fantasy-based reality. If you make the right choice, then the opposite of that is true. I urge everyone to go over to Hoaxbuster on YouTube, look at his Marie Curie clip, and he proves outright, not arguably, that Marie Curie, the discoverer of radiation, the foundational foundation of the idea of nuclear weapons, is basically an alchemical mind screw. It's a hoax. That's what it is. Sorry to tell you.
So while you were saying all that, Crow, I was just headed over to that channel and subscribing because I can't wait to dive into that.
It proves that the foundational requirement to spin the tale of nuclear weapons is Marie Curie.
Okay, so basically what these guys are saying is that we've been lied to about what is actually happening in our world. It's all fear factor. All of it's fear factor. It's amazing. We actually look at all that stuff and that.
How far could he have gone?
It's amazing. I haven't played this in a while. I'm gonna play through this.
Anyone home?
Oh, I can't look at my stuff just yet. Gotta go to the gym today, maybe in a little bit. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there people need to really understand this. Our history books were formulated by people that are empowered. They want us to believe in certain things. The globe is one thing. Dinosaurs is another thing. Both of them are not real, by the way. They're completely false. They're made up. And then the biggest one, the globe. So, nukes for fear, dinosaurs for fossil fuels, to maintain oil, that's what we use, our energy source. And then you got, the globe, which is basically saying that you're trapped. So this is what all this is. Those three things will make you trap. I don't know if I even got my shit or not. Okay, I ain't got nothing yet. That's okay. Thought I had my rocket launcher, but I guess not. But yeah, this is why we have to constantly look at these things, and I like playing video games. I understand playing video games is awesome. Watching the news is the worst thing ever, because that news will brainwash you more than anything. I don't give a shit about Trump. I don't give a shit about Biden. Honestly, I'm laughing at Biden. Biden's just a fucking idiot, and Trump's a funny dude. Okay, he's a good actor. If you look at Trump and Obama, they're pretty much almost the same. They both act really well. Now, Trump is not a horrible person when it comes down to for the country, no. But they do it for a reason. So, we really want to look at how these high-up elites work. They work like this. Our country is a pinnacle of power of the royalty of England. England and the United States are pretty much the same. The enormous amount of royalty owns almost everything that we do. Everything is regulated. They want us to be divided. So they're divided by country. They want us to be divided. So divided by cities, then counties, then houses. They don't want us to be together. That's why it's really important to be together on certain things. Okay? We have to be together because they can't win if we have our willpower. They can never win. So one thing that's happening nowadays, you got wokeism, feminism, people that are like, abortion people and that, they, of course, you got the poor, people that are like, against abortion now. The cycle of life has to happen or we fucking lose. They don't care because they're gonna have cycles of life. This is what is happening. Like, oh, what about the female body? The female body is meant to have children. That's the whole point of being a damn female. For the most part, is to have children. That's the whole point. That's why intercourse feels good. It promotes us to have children. No, if our God or our Creator made intercourse feel horrible, then more or less likely, guess what? Fuck you, Grammy. I missed so many bullets. Run, bitch, run. But yeah, it's not about religion and that. Religion has nothing to do with any of this stuff. Like, people think, oh, religion, no. It's to believe that a creator made us, and that's it. To believe that, you know, these biblical texts have specifically have stated that we live in a world that is created from the waters of the waters. There's a firmament from bottom to top.
What's your sit rep?
President's daughter, baby eagle. It's likely she's in the shield.
Man, she looks hot as hell with those glasses on.
Is correct then. Well done.
Need a location on the nearby lake.
That's how it is.
Copy that.
So when people look at the plains, everything's flat. We live in between it. Our physical world is right here. So you got the heavens up above, and you got the hells down below. We live in the plane, the physical plane.
Let myself up.
Everything's flat. Now, how much flatness is there? Obviously, the planes can be massively huge. That's why they say planet Earth. It's an Earth plane. We're the center of the Earth plane. That's all it is. I know people try to, like, you know, not understand that stuff and that. Because it is hard to understand when you don't know anything about anything. And you just think that, you know, we live in a ball, which doesn't make any logical sense at all, because it really doesn't. But people want to... When I talk to people about it, sometimes, man, people freak out. They'll be like, ha ha ha, you're stupid. And I'm like... If you're saying that being stupid is wanting to learn where we're at, then I'd rather just have you call me stupid. Oh my god, he took almost all my health. What the fuck? Run, bitch. Dude. Leon, you're an idiot. What the fuck's wrong with Leon? Leon. Don't do it, Leon. Okay. I hate those fuckers that run at you. Where's that? Where's that trap at? There it is. Huh? What the fuck? Da. But yeah, there's a lot of shit to learn. It's... I hate this part so much. Oops. No. I'll run. Nope. Don't do it. Come on, fuckers. I don't wanna. Ow, what the fuck? Ah! No. Ah! Oh, Leon, how the fuck did he hit you, you moron? You're an idiot. Ah! Ah! Bring the bow! Oh, the cow got caught on fire! Moo! Leon! You're... Leon, how you that dumb, bro? Didn't even hit you. Oh, shit! No. Oh.
La campana.
You got sucker when you run the back of the head. That's a mighty sharp axe you got there. Man, like do his little prance jog. La, 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 la. Punch right in the back of the head. Oh! And knock his ass out. Leon! Leon! Help me, Leon! I hate the pitchforks, guys. The pitchfork guys suck ass. Cause they'll like run at you now, and you can't like run backwards. You can't go anymore.
Bingo.
Resident Evil 4.
Condor 1, I've identified a route to the lake. Look for a large windmill. There's a path on the far side of it.
Windmill. Copy that.
And be careful. Roost out.
Well, yeah, dude, you're all fucked up, bro.
I think that was my last one.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, they're here. I do like the lake part though, that you can go through the lake and you get the red 9 really fucking quick. The red 9's amazing. Hey, chicken. You get real quick too. Dun, 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 dun. If I were the first gun you want to upgrade is Red 9. Red 9 is really good.
There it is.
No! No! I get it. Hold on. Leon!
Well, that stinks.
Get the fuck off me, bull. Ain't your bitch. I love how you have to waste ammo so much just to do some of this shit. Is this one I can do? Eggy! The pig just fart. Okay. Yeah, you always want to collect every little thing.
Won't open.
Yay. Oh, you'll use that one. I like how he just appears there. Nope. Run, bitch, run! What the fuck? Where'd you come from? Nope. Run! I don't want your babies. See ya. Oh, crazy pig. Woo! Oh my god! There's millions of people there! Ah! Nope. Bitch crazy. I don't care! I fucking know what it is! Damn eggs! Stop slowing me down! Run, bitch! Run! Yeah! Ah! Eh. What the fuck? Oh no! What guys go there? Good job. Yeah, learn how to deflect shit's actually pretty good. Kitchen knife. Eat that dude's ass. Pigging out, huh? Okay. Time to go probably pipe the fishing. Man, I've been so fucking tired lately. It's been driving me crazy. I've been like super sleepy. I don't know, because that exercise I did on Tuesday kicked my fucking ass. Oh, but sleepy. Ugh, fuck. Yeah, because I'm just bored. I don't know yet. Sorry, I brushed my teeth really quick. Oh. Okay. Oh. Well, let's go out this way. Actually, there's some back there. We'll go. I gotta go back up there. Never mind. But yeah, me and my mom were talking that, and like, here's what the problem with some things, and I say this to be nice. You know, people always say, well, I got my entertainment now. I say, okay, yeah, you got your entertainment. So what's your entertainment? Oh, like my mom likes to go to bingo night. Okay, you like to go to bingo night. How much does bingo cost? It costs about like, say, $60 to go to bingo night. You might have a chance of winning your money back. Okay. But like the chances of winning it back is still kind of slim. You know, it might be like a 30-40% chance at most to be able to win your money back. And to be able to win more than win your money back, it's like 20 to 30. So like I talked about something like, why don't you get new hobbies then? Why don't you just go to the gym more? Do you really need to go to the, bingo night? I'm just trying to be, like go to the gym, do some cardio on that. You need to take your health into consideration, not just sitting around being with a bunch of old-ass other women that have, the freedom to do what they want to do, but in the circumstances, their lives are boring. Number one, bingo's boring as fuck. I'm like, I went to bingo once, and I'm like, how the fuck is this exciting? You ain't doing anything. You're just waiting for something to happen. Like, I'd rather be interactive somewhere else, learning or doing some type of knowledge thing, That's why I stream. It's a pastime. It gives me something to do. And that's a cow head. Is that a mutilated cow or something? Oh, it is. Hey, God. Oh. You guys are going around, gonna drop down. There he is.
Keep coming.
Okay, only 2 shots? Okay. Ah! Okay. Here, bitch. Bitch! Yeah. Ding ding. Yeah, I like to play it on standard mode. Makes it a lot more easier to kill these fucks. Okay. This part sucks though. The only thing I like about the original one, yeah, that laser sight, it's so easy to shoot. Nope. Come on, Leon, shoot him. Got him. Don't do it. That's a fucking wall. Leon, you're an idiot. Ah! Stop missing, Leon. Yeah. I really hate that your knife breaks. Better. Nope. She says she was an asshole. I am an asshole. I am a dickhead. Ah! Scared the shit out of me. My dog clawed on my fucking door. What you doing, Poppy? Holy shit, that bitch threw far. Okay, bitch. Where you at? Bitch, you crazy. I got it! He didn't like her. Wanna come to bed, Likey? Like her. Ooh. No, da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Ah! Oh god! Yee! What the fuck is that? What is that? Yee! That is really fucking disturbing. Ew. Still moving.
This the place?
Yeah, what about it? Anything back here? Anything up here? Up here? Oh yeah, this is where I face the fucking dogs in the rain. I fucking hate dogs. Dogs can lick my nuts. Oh my god, she got put in half. Damn. I gotta stretch out my legs. I stretch out my butt. I don't do it. They chopped that tree up. They just came by. Yeah, it was JF. It wasn't Ameren. So I guess they were... No, it was JF Electric. Yeah, they just got done with it like 10 minutes ago. Yeah. Yeah, no problem. But hit me, baby, one more time. That bitch is crazy. Okay. Fucking phone charger is so messed up. Come on. There it goes. Yeah, stretch out. Stretch out my upper butt. My hip. So I'm gonna try to do more glute exercises. Try to get that glute thicker, so I don't have to worry about this so much.
We're giving away a $100 military-grade telescope for free. You just pay the shipping. Stay on the video to find out how you...
Welcome to the 100th Monkey Radio with Tom, Elifie, and Greg tonight. And we've got a treat for you guys. This is going to be an interesting show. As you guys know, we did a show here a few weeks ago on with a guy that is doing a lot of research into the flat Earth. And when I started looking at his videos, I came across some other stuff that just kind of blew my mind. You know, I've looked into... the stuff in the sky has been a fascination for me for a long time. I've got myself a little telescope, and I consider myself a real novice amateur astronomer. So, I have fun looking at the moon and the planets and the sun and those sorts of things. And I've seen some pretty bizarre stuff. And if you guys listen to us for any length of time, you've probably heard me talk about some of the weird shit I've seen on the moon itself. But we've got somebody who's been doing an amazing job out there filming and photographing some stuff in our skies, and there is some really amazing stuff going on. And some of the conclusions that are being drawn, I won't necessarily say conclusions, but there's some theories that are being built with evidence that are really making me personally sit back and think. We've got with us tonight Crows 777. He's a YouTuber that is, I believe he's down in San Diego. Is that right, Crow?
That's correct.
The Southern California area, and he's, I'm not going to read through the bio. If you guys want to read the bio, you're welcome to read through it. It's right in the info tab, right below wherever you're listening to this at. But he has really got me thinking, and all of us here, me, Elifie, and Greg, all three of us have been really chomping at the bit to talk to this guy. So, Crow, welcome to the 100th Monkey Radio.
Thanks for having me, and my main goal in life is to become the 100th monkey, so I guess this is apropos.
All right. So, I kind of didn't really give much of a bio, though, so would you give a little bit of your background and on, what it, I guess, pertaining to what you're doing right now with the videos that you're taking?
Okay, basically, I bought my first scope that mattered, an 8-inch Meade Classic back in the 90s. It was a little bit before Hale Bopp showed up in the skies back then, or what we were told was Hale Bopp. Fast forward, my equipment has gotten better. In 2012, I was viewing the supermoon of that year with my family optically. we saw, well, my nephew saw black triangles going across, and he hollered out. Sure enough, we all got up and took a turn. For 2 or 3 hours, we watched these boomerang-shaped things transit the moon, staying in between us and the moon. The moon moves apparently from our point of view. So this went on, and at the end of the night, we saw 5 to 7 in formation, and it was the next day that I was out getting stuff I needed to film. And as luck would have it, sometime later I filmed one of those boomerangs, which is up on my channel. But that's basically how all this started, and I have been filming nonstop since 2012.
What are you using for gear right now that you're filming with?
The latest stuff that I'm using is a 12-inch Celestron, and I would also mention for all viewers that are interested in doing this, I swore by Meade for years. Unfortunately, the quality of Meade is not what it once was. I would steer anyone away from Meade right now. If you're interested in doing this, at least look at Celestron and wait for Meade. They've just been bought again. Maybe they'll come back bigger and better, but right now, steer clear. I'm using the 12-inch Celestron. I have a solar scope, which is a Coronado. I just got a double stack for that, which will add quite a bit of detail to the solar work I do. I use a DSLR camera. Currently, I'm using a Nikon D800E, and that's pretty much it.
Wow. So the one video that caught my eye in particular was the lunar wave. Now, I've actually, when I was, this was 3 or 4 years ago, I was out in the backyard looking at the moon, and I think it was about,
Can you go outside?
About 3/4 full, and
you go outside?
I noticed some ripples along the edge. It seemed to be a wave in itself, what I was seeing with my eye through the telescope. But I kind of wrote it off to atmospheric distortions, So is there any possibility that this wave that you photographed or you filmed could be something that's atmospheric?
No, typically what you just described, having seen, is typically described as what amateur astronomers call seeing, whether the seeing is good or not. And basically what that comes down to is just turbulence, heat exchange, things like this, just kind of rippling out your image. The 2012 footage that was the first known footage of the lunar wave is nothing like that. And actually there's evidence that demonstrates that atmosphere is not a possible explanation. One of the pieces of evidence is that a video engineer showed me that there was enough ambient light, and I think it was shot near 8:30 at night in September. There was enough ambient light in the clip that he used gamma, luma, and noise to demonstrate that the wave does not cross the video frame. It's just local to the moon. And there is more evidence than that. There is an energy pulse and kind of a energy sweep that occurs right as the wave is beginning. And you can see the curvature of all these lines, and it's pretty much been concluded that this wave is local to the moon, and that's where we're at right now.
Are you the only one that's caught this?
No. There are 7 individuals that I am aware of now who have filmed it. The 2012 footage that I just mentioned is head and shoulders, miles better than anything we've seen since. And just the way I shot it, because I tend to shoot the moon on a full frame video, so you get, almost the entire moon in frame. Some of the other views are closer up, partial moon. I just predicted that after we cleared the equinox here, a week ago or so, that there was a good chance we were going to see activity, and sure enough, a gentleman in Houston who caught the wave once before with a close view filmed a nice wide shot like I do. We've been talking, and he did everything. He shot.
The best way to burn fat and get shredded is not keto, paleo, it's not carnivore, it's not vegan, and it's definitely not super intense exercises like this. That ain't how you lose weight. Cardio burns fat, right? No, cardio actually burns calories, usually in the form of carbs in the bloodstream, that are then replaced with the very next meal that you do eat and stored as more fat. This is why even when you eat low-calorie foods or you run for an hour a day, you get softer, but you don't actually lose any weight. And this is one of the biggest reasons why most weight loss attempts fail within the first 3 weeks. The truth is that Hollywood elite actors and actresses, they can get super ripped because they followed a long-ignored technique that was used for generations of bodybuilders.
Wide shot like I do.
Called steroids.
And he did everything. He shot it the way I told him he should. The quality is good, so he shot that just a few nights ago after the equinox. And I kind of got lost there. Did I scramble that question? Sorry.
No, that was really good. So when we see that wave go across the moon, you said that so it can't be anything in the atmosphere. The wave itself hasn't been to it or hasn't go to it, or it looks like it's wrapping around it.
Yeah. So it actually does have a measurable bow, and also when it clears the equator, in the 2012 footage, if it gets at the bottom, for those who haven't seen it, the wave always comes in pairs. Every legitimate capture of the wave has been two waves. When it clears the equator, there is a measurable bow, and again, the video engineer demonstrated this. It looks like just a pixel or two to us, but the point is at distance, those pixels would have a pretty big value.
Yeah, what about the energy bursts?
So that's a crazy thing because I had the clip for quite a while, and just by chance one night we were looking at it again, because every time you look at this thing, it kind of boggles your mind. I mean, I still get blown away to this day every time I look at it. We had it up on a 62-inch plasma TV, and we had the lights down, and everyone noticed that there was like this, it almost looked like something cloaked going across the bottom of the moon right as the wave was starting. By then I had better editing tools, so I quickly got in the editor, and I used brightness, contrast, and fine edge filters, and we can see there's in fact an energy pulse that originates in the lower left limb of the moon, right as the wave is beginning at the bottom, and that is followed by a lateral pulse that goes left to right. The crazy thing is when you use the fine edge filter, you can see the curvature of the lines as if the energy is sweeping over a sphere. So that's pretty much the best description I can give of the energy pulse.
Are you catching any flack for putting these videos out?
Oh, sure. Unfortunately, when I don't surf, I have a degree in internet technology, so I've never been really into social media or these other things because I spent so many years in front of a computer. Third video up on my channel when I finally did this, or something like that, second or third, or one of the very first ones was the winter wave, and almost out of the gate, I got a lot of attention that I wasn't expecting.
Probably, I'm guessing shill because, I've seen it myself with the shows that we do. Depending on the subject matter and the content of the show, it kind of, I don't know, I kind of gauge you can almost gauge the importance of the show or how close we hit the mark, I think, from the number of shills that pop out of the woodwork.
Yeah, I think you hit it on the head, and one thing you notice is tone in tenor. When people clearly are going to disagree with what you've done, if I'm looking at something and I don't care for it, I move on down the road and I spend no more energy. But what you find is that these people come out of the gate just very brash, often rude, often worse. And, it's like you said, you can tell, it's very telling. You know who they are from the first couple of sentences.
So, what do you think this wave is? What do you think is going on up there? Have you got any kind of ideas yourself?
Yeah, I do. For well over a year, I was pretty sure I knew kind of what I was looking at. Not everything about it, not how or who or any of these things, but what it actually probably is doing. And all that time, I didn't say it because it was just my word. And then over time, we got 7 other individuals. I captured the wave 5 times in total. Just after the fall equinox of 2012, 3 nights before a full moon, I caught it. Didn't see it again, non-stop filming, until the spring equinox of 2014, when I caught the other 4 captures right in that time of year. From the outset, I had been saying that this was related to the time, to the phase of the moon that is near full, and that it was related to equinoxes. I just kind of understood that from the beginning. Well, I had a message sent to me kind of anonymously, and it was in Russian, and when I translated it, the first thing that struck my eye was the words lunar hologram. And so as I deciphered this message using data, there were 3 people in kind of maybe a chat room, a European-style Facebook or a chat room, and there appeared to be a couple guys and maybe one gal, and Two of the guys are talking about how NASA faked the moonshot, it was done in Hollywood, but then they say matter-of-factly, like it's a known thing, that the moon's a hologram. And one of the individuals, and I think she may be female, I'm not 100% positive, she said, well, this is the first I'm hearing of this, but they're talking very matter-of-factly, and there's a link. And I hit that link, and it took me to a very important page that I never would have otherwise found. It was to a gentleman named Hakeem Alexander, who I believe his nickname is probably Hattie Bob. I've been saying Hattie Bow, but I've been corrected. It's probably Hattie Bob. And this gentleman described verbatim some of the things I had come to know. And he said it's not just near a full moon, it's always in the third phase of the moon, which is kind of telling for those who use YouTube.
I spent 20 minutes each day on it for 6 weeks. You won't believe my results.
$69 Special Forces device turns men into beasts. It emulates 54,000 crunches in 20 minutes and builds an incredible six-pack up to 10 times faster than regular exercise. It was created by Captain James.
For those who use YouTube. But anyhow, third phase of the moon, he said it's absolutely connected to equinoxes, and he goes into great length and actually expounds heavily on the importance of the vernal or spring equinox up to Easter, which is where we are now. So that is when I chose to announce that I believed that what we were looking up in the sky was not a rock in orbit. It's a facade, and though the word hologram has been used, I think that's a poor description. I think maybe just saying a facade is a better way to put it, that is covering something up. What that something is, I was never sure of, but this gentleman held secret government positions. He died in 2011, and as a matter of fact, his research was forced away from him sometime before his death, sent to Israel with an oil company involved, which is really when I started getting interesting, when I began to read these types of things. But what he said was that the amount of energy that's available for you in the place we live, from the vernal equinox to Easter, is unparalleled for the rest of the year. And anyone who wants to know about this can go do the research. I provide Hattie Bob links. It goes on and on and on. The point is there were 3 or 4 points where this man is talking about a lunar hologram or illusion, and what he is saying lines up perfectly with what I had come to believe. So maybe I'll shorten it down to that for now.
What type of energy is that?
The energy that's available?
Yeah.
So when we pass the vernal equinox, anyone can go outside and understand the amount of energy that's available pouring out of the earth just by looking at everything turn green again, bloom, make fruit. And apparently, and this is from the Russian research, I have no way to vet what I'm about to say, this comes to an apex and around Easter, whereas most of us would think, well, it probably comes to apex at the summer solstice when the sun is at the height of its power. But in his research, he goes into all this very technical talk about the energy being used in all these ways. But again, this is really outside. I take it all, I remember it, and hopefully we'll be able to vet it in some way in the future. But for now, it's just information that I'm aware of. But the energy we're talking about is just basically what we call springtime. You know, everything comes back to life, bloom, natural energy.
Life force energy.
Yeah.
The force.
Yeah. So is the lunar wave, is that like the image of the moon rebooting itself? Or refreshing?
Well, yeah, it's crazy. In his research, he kind of ties it to 3 genotypes here on the planet, stating that basically there's 3 main genotypes, and he talks about what's supposed to happen. But what he said was the lunar wave, as I saw it, would occur in the 3rd phase of the moon without fail until 2012. But he also talks about these things being done with genotypes of human beings that started in 2009 and would end in 2012. And again, that's a whole other topic. And again, it's all very fascinating, but I don't know how you get information like that unless you're, holding the most secretive position in some government somewhere. If it's even, I just don't know what to do with that information, I guess.
Yeah, I kind of read through that paper, if I'm thinking of the same one. I'm pretty sure I am. He did talk about
also mentioned in that picture of time and something along those lines in relation to the moon. And I'm just curious, the thing that popped into my head, and some kind of pulled out of there, not directly, but seemed to be alluded to, is that the time differential between what we have here on the surface of the planet and at whatever altitude the moon is obviously it's going to be different. And I just thought about maybe a resyncing of the moon at certain periods of the year, like right before the spring equinox. Maybe they have to reset the computer.
Well, I think what you're doing, just as you have explained that to me just now, is where all of us are at. And it kind of depends on where your level of understanding is or what the things you have chosen to believe in based on research personally done are. So I totally understand what you just said. For me, I'm still digging at it, and I think one of the things that is going to be very key in the Hattie-Bob research is the octave. I think the octave work is going to be a big darn deal, and I have been aware of these kinds of ideas it was decades ago that I first was exposed to like the Kabbalion and the Emerald Tablet, where you learn about these ancient, laws. I think there's 7 of them: correspondence, vibration, rhythm, some version of karma, whatever you choose, positive, cause and effect. I think those octaves are going to be so key for people who have studied cymatics and music beyond just the actual use of music for entertainment or pleasure. That's what I'm really looking into right now. And he was at a great length talking about what the planet that we live on is tuned to, what human beings are tuned to, and he even claims that there's automated drones.
Can an 8,000-year-old Earth really increase your team, lower your body fat, and maximize your driving performance? Clinical trials say absolutely.
Teams are tuned to, and he even claims that there's automated drones servicing this system that's being hidden by what I call the lunar wave. And the claim he makes is that they're tuned differently, so they couldn't come here even if they wanted to. And again, what do you do with information like that? It's staggering to think about, but I have no way to put a value on something like that at this point in time.
Right, yeah, well, vibration and frequency has definitely been something that I've delved quite deeply into. And I understand that beings that are existing within a different frequency, they could just be just a fuzz off of our frequency and be completely invisible to us and imperceivable unless you have developed certain skills within yourself, abilities within yourself to be able to sense beyond or raise your own vibration to a different level.
Right, and I can put this, for the average person listening that hasn't really looked into these kinds of things, it sounds outlandish when you first hear about it, but I can put a little perspective on this. If you look up the visible spectrum of light on your computer sometime, you will see that it's such a narrow little band that the human eye can pick up. And in my work, I'm working on being able to go into other spectrums, and what you see is even just getting a ways into IR, infrared, or UV, ultraviolet, it more than triples or quadruples that little tiny sliver we see with our eyes. So I think that's a good way to maybe think about it in your mind, what you just said, where something could be right here, but we just can't detect it.
I've identified a route to the lake. Look for a large
So do you have any ideas or any speculations of what the hologram
Copy that.
could be?
And be careful.
What's the cover?
Well, the first thing that I should mention is I have done so many thousands of hours of research on what we have been told about the moon. And almost anything you look at is problematic. I mean, it's a much easier day to find things that are strange about our moon than it is to find things that are run-of-the-mill. And the further you get into this, you begin to understand that even the NASA explanations of how the moon got here, they don't have one. There are basically 5 explanations, but here's the kicker. The 5th one was proposed in 2010. And so that proves the previous 4 are wrong. And the truth is, the last one that was proposed in 2010 is not accepted either because it is just as problematic. So what you begin to understand is everything we've been told about the moon is problematic. And when you look at center of gravity and even all the guys in NASA, they're basically saying it's hollow. When you understand what I have come to understand, you say to yourself, we're looking at a facade that's covering something. What is it covering? The first problem you're going to deal with is, well, what's causing the tides? Yeah. We've been told the moon does that. I think it's a system of control. And I thought that long before I read the Russian research, but he goes into great detail saying that the facade we see on this side that faces us is 184 kilometers thick and thicker on the back side. He points out that the center of gravity is all off. I believe he's saying, and again, as I get better translations, I will know more. I believe he's saying it's covering a black cube kind of thing that is a system of control. And again, you know, I understand what I think he is saying, but I have to be able to vet this in some way for it to be, you know, usable and demonstratable to people. But that's where he's at, and I can come to understand that, wait a minute, if all these things are wrong about the moon, how are the tides working in the way that we've been told they are? And I just don't believe that any of what we have been told about the moon is correct. And I think anyone who's looked at it can start with the Apollo landing. Those are scientifically demonstratable falsehoods. That was a complete fabrication, you know, put together in a Hollywood base.
Yeah, I definitely agree. You know, and you know, we just did a show with Mark Gardner and the Flat Earth things, and you know, I can see how the moon or the hologram of the moon, whatever it is, I can see how both of these are lining up. You know, and I mean, we have jets in our hot tub, we have jets in our tubs. You know, what's to say there's not big jets in the ocean that control our tides? You know, I mean, if everything that we've been told so far has been false, then I mean, where do we start at now? You know?
I mean, I think you hit it on the head. Where do you start at now? And the truth is, you don't start anywhere. You start over. Unfortunately, what I have found is the only way to move forward, and I did this a long, long time ago, is just to throw out everything you've been taught and start cleaning. And it is a very difficult thing to do. Almost impossible, because you constantly find yourself wanting to go back to your comfort zone, back to all the things that you came to believe over a lifetime. But if you stick with it, and you hold to that commitment, at some point you will see the world with new eyes. And when you get to that point, you quickly begin to understand that everything you know is wrong. Everything should be questioned. You know, you were talking about the flat Earth. Well, I have no intention of getting into that argument, because it's just a big argument right now. It's an undeniable fact, whether you want to listen to convex,
Are avocados really toxic for dogs? Well, I was walking my dog Jack Jack just the other day, like I'm doing right now. Yes, I named him Jack Jack. When we got back, I treated him to an avocado, which he absolutely loves. And I thought, wait a second, is that a good idea? Because I've been hearing lately that it's not. So I decided to reach out to a genius veterinarian, maybe you've heard of him, Dr. Marty Goldstein. And I sent him an email, and I said, hey, Doc, quick question. I feed my dog an avocado every now and again. Is that okay?
When it comes to avocados, there were controversial studies about avocados being toxic to dogs. The study that has gained popularity was biased in one direction. I think the number one quality...
Listen, the convex, concave, flat, they are all putting forth arguments that are not easily dismissible. And it's unfortunate that they don't all agree that they're saying what we've been told is wrong. Let's work together. Right now it's just a big fight about shape, I guess. And I'm not really interested in getting in on that, other than to say, look what's being questioned, and look at what they're coming up with. And you can't just say, well, that's not right, because you can't say that. Some of the evidence they're putting forward is going to make you think.
Yeah, you know, and you know, for me, it's, you know, I've started over in my ways of thinking a few times so far, you know, and I have no problems with it. It's just so interesting, it's so fascinating. You know, I mean, I think it's just a brand new opportunity to explore a whole new range of consciousness. You know, I mean, if you think about the Earth is flat or round, whatever, you know, but just the idea that, you know, breaks open doors. because it makes everybody, and with the moon ripple. I mean, I seen that and it just blew my mind. I'm like, man, another thing? Now I got another thing stuck on top of everything else? So it's great. I mean, this is like, I can't think of the word. This is like a living soap opera. I mean, we're just so caught in the drama, and it's not, and I'm not saying I'm caught in drama, but the fact of just, a new mind-expanding experience. And it's just new growth now.
We seem to have crossed the bridge not too long ago and entered a time that's going to be about breaking boundaries and destroying old paradigms. And
okay, so it does take over 5. Okay. That's hella powerful.
Come out of their slumber and say, wait a minute, something's not right here. Their stepping stone is going to be the news. A lot of them. They're going to, one day, for whatever reason, the next event that the news is throwing out, and they're going to say there's something wrong about this. And then what's going to happen is they're going to come to realize that, yeah, there was something wrong. These things are staged and they're being handed off to the world as real. What happens for a long period of time is people who get there begin to look, well, Sandy Hook was fake. Who did it? Who was involved in it? And they, where did this happen? How many times did this keep digging further and further and further long after they've proven to themselves that it was a staged event and that that's completely demonstratable beyond an arguable point. But that is a valuable thing to occur, and people need to point out these frauds, but the problem is that is a microscopic view. And at some point, people need to step back, about 10 miles back, and take a macro view. And when that begins to happen for an individual, they're going to quickly find that there are no edges to this deception of the age we find ourselves in. Everything you can see is in that same pot of mud that you discovered one day because the news was telling you the 66 plane crashed in 1 week, Yeah.
Except proverbial, you can't see the forest for the trees.
Yeah.
Really. It is. When we're so deeply immersed in our lives, and we've got us so damn distracted and busy with just making it day to day for the average person out here on the planet. I mean, they've got the nose to the grindstone, and they've got bill collectors and taxes, and then for a few minutes of relaxation, they watch that mind-numbing, brain-programming sitcom in the evening for a couple hours and kick back and have a beer. And then get up the next morning and do this drudgery, slave job all over again. I see such potential within humanity and within the possibilities and potential we have here on this planet of creating a place here that we can all enjoy and we can all have a good time and we can help each other. But there's definitely some milestones that we have to get across before we can even consider the possibility of it becoming a reality. And one of them is seeing that what is being told to us and what is being shown to us on so many different levels is just flat out deception. And it's control, architects of control, right? That control sphere.
I've said this a lot of times. Everything you just described about the average individual trying to raise a family, trying to make it to retirement, trying to get through another damn week of just grinding your body down to a nub at whatever job you may find yourself in. This is the system, another facet of the system, which is designed to make it very difficult for any of those individuals to catch on to what so many people are now beginning to catch on to. But I would point out, when you go to school, you are taught how to function within the system. That's what you're taught. There are people on this planet who are from the right family, have the right blood. Maybe there's a type O, maybe it's copper-based, maybe they have been born to a royal family who have always been in charge forever. Maybe they're just one of the families that have had money and power all the way through history. Those people are taught other things. They go to like that, what's the name of that Hogwarts-looking college in Europe there? They go to places like this, Skull and Bones, the elite portions of Harvard. These people are taught more than just how to function within the system, like the majority of us are. They are taught something about the system. So while the average person basically ends up a bit like a farm animal, you're going to live your life, you're going to raise a family, you're going to work, you're going to die, and it's going to be difficult a lot of the way through for you. Then there's other people who control things and pull the strings. Money will never be a problem for these people. They've had the best educations. From the time they were 16, they were driving a Ferrari if they wanted to. There are numbers of people, and, probably not massive numbers, but there are numbers of people who have been told something about how the system works, not just how to get along in the system. And that's a true thing.
Yeah, well, it just kind of makes me think what you were talking about earlier with the types of...
I am a primary care physician. I'm frustrated, and this is not what I signed up for. I'm tired of our sick care model. I'm not choosing not to participate. I got in this to help people get well. That's not what I'm seeing in the healthcare system. Why don't doctors tell you to take something as simple as magnesium instead of a stool softener, knowing that the stool softener dehydrates your bowels? Why don't doctors tell you to take D3 in the winter because you can't get it from the sun, and it radically improves the immune system and impacts your sleep? Why don't doctors tell you to change your diet? Why don't doctors tell you to focus on herbs or certain foods to heal? Why aren't you informed by your doctor that if you eat something as simple as a grapefruit every day, that it'll support blood pressure naturally? Why don't doctors create diets and lifestyle plans for patients when we know that over 90% of disease is due to lifestyle? Why don't doctors teach you to manage your emotions? Because that stress, that anxiety is going to lead to physical bodily damage, and the strain that you're under can play a significant role in your overall health. Why don't doctors take a real role in helping people be healthy in their lives? It doesn't make sense to me. I think it needs to change. I believe that real health is possible. I believe that you're the solution. I believe that the greatest doctor in the world is inside of you. I believe it's possible for you to live good. We're just not getting the right information. If you need help with it, there's a link. It's my book. It breaks it down. It's an Amazon bestseller. I'll send it to you for free right now. Just cover the shipping. And it's my answer to this broken sick care system that we have, that as a doctor I'm choosing not to participate in. We want to be at the top of the hill, telling people don't go down the hill because you don't know how to ski and it's a double black diamond, as opposed to standing at the bottom of the hill with an ambulance, picking them up after everything's broken, damaged. Start warning people before it ever happens. If you go to a doctor and you pass all the tests and you pass the physicals, there's nothing they can do for you. They tell you to come back next year. You can only participate in the system if you are sick. That's backwards. That's sick care, not healthcare. I want to do something about it. So there's a free book there. I'll send it to you. It's you literally cover the shipping. As a bonus, I'll get you the virus guide in your email as a follow-up as well. Just cover the shipping of it. And then I'll send you the virus guide because it's just a time to know when to, how to prevent it, what to do during it, what to do after it, or to detox, and an audio version. So you can just simply get that. Those are bonuses for it. But it's the solution. It's a guide for you to be the solution for a broken sick care system. And where are the doctors standing up for our career path? Help people. We're sick. Stop them from getting that way. Get to the cause of it. We can do better. We need better information, and it's one doctor doing something about it. So appreciate you guys. Snag a book if it'll help you. Go make it a great day. You might as well. You're never going to get it back.
I don't know why every family in Missouri hasn't claimed this yet. The government is basically giving me $1,270 in premium tax credits every single month just because I'm under 65 and make less than $50K per year. It's insane. All you have to do to get yours is go to the same site I did and let them know you're under 65 and not on Medicaid, and you'll pre-qualify instantly. And then a few minutes later, they'll tell you exactly how much you can qualify for and how soon you can get it. Just imagine receiving that kind of assistance every single month. It's life-changing. Now I'm getting my credits every single month like clockwork, and I haven't paid a cent for any healthcare costs. And the amount I'm saving is crazy. It's covering all my groceries and gas and even some of my rent. They said the deadline to qualify is this week though, so if you want to see what you can qualify for, make sure you hit the link I left for you below this video now, because you might not see this again. Like I said, I've literally paid nothing out of pocket for any of my essential health and medical related costs because it's all covered by this program. And yet it still seems like no one is even talking about it. I just wish I signed up sooner because unfortunately, you only get these benefits if you call and sign up. So every day, week, or month you put it off could mean you miss out on thousands. I've been telling everyone I know about this. As an example, my friend Robbie is kind of a slack with this life admin stuff. But I sat with him and forced him to check it out, and he got signed up in like 3 minutes. And it's saving him something like $330 every single week now. He said it's literally the best thing he's done in under 3 minutes in his life. So anyway, once you get done signing up, make sure you tell your friends and family about it too. And share the link because you'll literally be a hero in your group of friends and your family will love you. Okay, I'll leave you to it. Go ahead and hit that link below and find out what you can qualify for right now before the deadline rolls around.
Or with during the equinoxes and the energy being higher, you know, is this a way? I mean, is this whole system designed just to feed off of our energy? I mean, not only, you know, I mean, just, you know, we're so stuck in this grind, and you know, a lot of us, you know, are, you know, constantly in some sort of depression, you know, or on some sort of medication for depression or for anxiety or something else. You know, so I mean, it just seems to me that this whole thing has been designed to keep us in this lower frequency. You know, so like something just keeps feeding off us, taking our energy.
Well, I mean, that was a lot of the subtext of the movie The Matrix, is everyone's a copper cop.
Right.
And while that's allegory, and there is clearly an underlying story there for people who understand movies are for more than entertainment, I would mention, you know, it's not hard to imagine that something is feeding off our energy. But there are some things we know for a fact. When you see, you know, if you sit down on any given day and you grab a piece of paper and you put positive and negative on either side of that paper and you watch your news, what you will find is that the negative side is so heavily outweighing the positive side. And what happens to people is they forget how to critically think. Like I went out today, I met a new guy at the bank who was a nice man. I met a guy at a camera store. I met a new guy at the scope shop that I'd never met before. I did see a fender bender, so that was one negative thing. But 90-something% of my day today was meeting good people and having a good time. In other words, what the news is showing you does not reflect the reality of the average person. And so what you see, well, let me put it this way. When people are put in a state of fear and anguish and duress, they are very malleable to suggestion and other things that are a bit more dark than suggestion. So the idea of feeding, you know, on someone's energy, I think that's a plausible idea, but it's a known fact that if you put people in emotional, heightened states and states of duress, you can do a lot of things to those people that they will voluntarily do themselves simply through suggestion or other more nefarious means. So, yeah.
Are you a meditator?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, this is, and something that I notice in my own personal life is that when I started actually really asking questions, you know, what my first question, real question was, what the hell is going on here? I was kneeling in the center of my burned out house down in Palm Springs, and I mean, my whole life, I got that proverbial 2x4 upside the head to wake me up. So once I started asking those questions, all the negative events that continued to happen in my life over and over and over again, you know, getting pulled over, blah, 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 you know, all these things, the fear that I had, all that stuff has gradually just melted away out of my way, and it seems like it's like my path has been cleared, and I draw to me good people. Good people cross my path now. Instead of I used to, you know, like attracts like. You know, they say opposites attract, but we attract like. You know, we draw to us like-minded people. And I have just seen that since I started asking serious questions and started really getting in touch with who Tom is, then my life has changed. My outlook has completely changed. I did get rid of my TV, but so I don't have that constant barrage of programming.
Are you ready for a taste of Wisconsin?
Okay, I'm back. Okay.
But I've created that for myself in a very remarkable way. I mean, I noticed it. I had one of those epiphany days, I don't know how long ago it was now, 15, 20 years ago, and then that I went, wow, I'm not getting all the crap I used to get. And that was just from being a serious, true seeker of truth. And the bottom line, it doesn't put.
Well, I mean, I think there's a lot to what you say. If you're vibrating, to put it in kind of an allegorical way, like a baritone, you're not going to attract someone hitting the high C. That's all there is to it. And many people fail to understand that words have meaning. That's all there is to it. Words mean things. And even though at age 3 we are taught to spell, Hogwarts reference, we use so many words in a day that we really don't understand how many meanings these words have. There are people around us who do. There are people around us who say things on TV and movies all the time. And while you and I may hear one thing, there is a whole other level of communication going on there. To take that a step further, most of us, when we think, how are we thinking? Well, sure, we think with shapes and colors and things, but words come into that. So how you think has a big effect on how your day, your month, your year, your life goes. If you're constantly overwhelmed and fearful because ISIS is going to attack America, because you're pretty sure that you got to fly on a plane and there's a 90% chance it's going to crash. If you live your life in a state of anxiety, what you're going to attract to your life is negative things. And so I think what I've heard you say is when you finally clear out and realize that there really is no reason to be afraid of anything, things change a lot.
That's it in a nutshell right there. Yeah. So, here's a question for you about
all he ain't lying.
Anomalies that you've been capturing on video. Have you noticed any numerological or other synchronistic connections within dates, times, or any other quantifiable type of event that you can tie into what you've been capturing?
Well, I think my answer is going to be a bit of a cop-out because I'm not much of a math guy, but my wife, who is referred to as Froette, she's very good at math. And there's clearly a numerical base to all this. There's a reason why we hear 9/11 all the time, and why those two numbers are encoded in clocks and so many thousands of movies. There's a whole gematria and a numerology going on by the ruling class, and I have noticed to some degree that there's definitely a correlation in the work I've done. But the truth is, I'm not really going to expound on that because I'm just not very good at math. And if I don't have my wife doing it with me, I don't want to embarrass myself.
Yeah, understood. Let's see, where to go? Here's another one. That's something, when I look up at the moon and I see this thing, it's just a pockmarked, just totally blasted. It looks like it got pepper sprayed with a shotgun, with bird shot or something. I mean, it's got more damn holes and craters. But I can't think of a single shot of an impact.
There you go. You just nailed it. So I've been sky watching for thousands, literally many thousands of hours in my lifetime, and over the past, since 2012, pretty much nonstop. And I have seen lots of fireballs that we are told are meteorites. Whether or not that's accurate, I don't know. I'm questioning whether that's accurate. The point is, I see them, we're told those are rocks coming out of space. And all my many thousands of hours, all videos, the vast majority of it, 98% of it videos, nothing. has ever hit the face of the moon. And to top it off, we're told there's no atmosphere. So there's a problem there. Well, I said that on my channel not too long ago, and someone showed up with that one 4K. This is from a 4K camera.
There you are.
It's a black and white, blurry-ass picture of the moon, and for about 4 to 8 frames, there's a little white flare dot that comes up, and we're told that was an impact. And my response to that was, at what point will NASA be required to approach the quality of video I produce with regard to the moon? At what point do they have to step up to the plate and show us nice, crisp HD video? And, it doesn't happen. And that one video is the only thing that we get to see, and it's fake. So what you're pointing out is what I said early on in this conversation. It is very easy to find weird things about the moon, not so easy to find run-of-the-mill things.
Remember a couple of years ago, they fired some shit. And I'm just pulling off a straight memory here. I didn't look it up today in preparation for this question. But they shot something at a crater down on the southern end of the moon to try to blow up, if I remember right, blow up something inside water. Try to find water. Did you happen to be trying to observe that event?
So, funny you should ask. Every time I have been told that the Chinese are going, that we're in orbit, that something is mapping, that they're crashing something into the moon, around the moon, going to the moon, the moony moon, I've been there with my scope. You know what I've seen? I've seen two things, diddly and squat.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that was so much hype around that too, and I was watching their live feed during that, and I didn't see shit in their live feed. I was like, what the hell?
It's magic. They're putting an image in everyone's mind. It's what Star Trek did back in the 60s or the early 70s, whenever it was. And I've said this too many times lately in interviews, but I'll say it again because it works. It's true. The Red Hot Chili Peppers song, it says, space may be the final frontier, but it was made in a Hollywood basement. Truer words were never spoken. It is a form of magic. People that you will never meet have formed an image of your reality and implanted it in your mind, and the majority of us have accepted that created image is in fact what's going on up above our heads. But I'm here to tell you, NASA's mission, I'll tell you exactly what it is. NASA's mission is to ensure, and not just NASA, every space agency, every country that has a space agency with a sector in their space agency logo, and they all got them, they have one mission, to ensure that you have next to no idea what's going on 25 miles above your head.
Yeah. So there's another. Another thing that I noticed on the phone, and I don't know if this is just a matter of perspective, and I haven't really sat down and really done the mind exercise on this. There's I don't know what the degree, how much of a degree of a rotation there is, but there's almost a rotation of the moon also to back and forth, right and left.
Yes.
Would you explain that to me a little bit?
Sure. Yeah. So the truth is that you spend 6 hours staring at the moon on any given night, you will see the moon rotate roughly 90 degrees over 6 hours. It happens every night. But as you mentioned, it tips a little forward and tilts a little back. That's called liberation. L-I-B, not liberation, liberation. If you go online and you look up animations for liberation, generally they show you the whole, the whole normal axis. They show you the 90 degree split over 6 hours, and they show you this go forward and tilt back. I think, and I'm telling this off the top of my head, I think we see roughly 54 or 55% because of the little tilt that happens. And in all the little astronomy magazines, it's a big deal. Oh, you're going to see an extra percent of the moon if you watch here, and there. You'll see this crater named this, So yeah, it's a thing, and a lot of people get confused. If you go on YouTube, you'll see a lot of people saying, look, the moon's mimic, it's oriented wrong. And the truth is that they just don't really understand how that rotation occurs.
That is a point of perspective, then, from your point of perspective.
And well, to be honest, I have come to say from my perspective on nearly everything I say, and that's the key thing you just mentioned, yes, absolutely from our perspective. And the reason I say that is because if you're, somewhere watching a play, looking at the stage, everything that you're going to see is from your perspective.
Right. Oh, wow. So, I've actually videotaped a couple of lights on the moon myself. Just shortly ago, it's probably 2010 or 2009, somewhere in there. I caught a flashing light right above the southern pole, and that one was pretty interesting. But another one that I caught, I think it was an Aristarchus. It was in the dark side. It was about a half moon, and I just, for whatever reason, I panned off of the bright side of the moon and noticed that, there's a light there. And I don't know if I was seeing a bright star behind it, or if there was actually, at the time, and right now I just have a big question mark, I don't know what I saw. But I guess I'm asking, what kind of lights, fixed lights, have you been able to see?
Well, in terms of fixed lights, the closest I can come to that is during eclipses, what you will see, and you brought up Aristarchus. I used that as an example in a video, because if you go online and look up pictures of Aristarchus, you'll find no two images that look the same. I mean, it's blatant. But what I said was, in certain views, when we're watching the moon, Aristarchus does look like a crater from my eye to what moon maps say. And by the way, no two moon maps are the same, almost, verbatim. But I said to myself, as the lunar eclipse happens, as that shadow covers Aristarchus, that shadow should make it look like a crater at some point, right? Because when I'm watching the phases of the moon, and on those night or two when it does look like a crater, it's a shadow doing it. So, we filmed it, and what we found was that it was bright white, and when it was well into the darkened portion, and I turned up my ISO, it looked like a fixed light, and at no point did it look like a crater. And, anyone who's truly interested, that's a good little thought experiment to do. Go online, even if you use NASA's images, and look at all the imagery you can get your hands on for Aristarchus crater. It's a controversial one. People say all kinds of crazy things. It's a power plant, it's an alien base, it's all these things. Point is, you won't find two images that look the same.
Have you seen, I guess it was Mike Barra, I think it was, the moon rising? I'm sure you have, right?
Yeah.
And what do you think of that work?
Yeah. When I'm looking for reality, I stay as far away from TV's, movies, fame, and fortune as I can get. Because what I find is a lot of people, like I think Mr. Ike is like this, they walk right up to the truth, and then they shovel a bunch of manure all over it. And so what happens is somewhere deep in people, they say, hey man, this seems like it's getting towards something accurate, when in fact it's really not. It's something else. And so, yeah, I'm not impressed.
Back to NASA, all that footage being made, all that, what about our shuttles? If we send our shuttle one and go nowhere, we got to support someone, yeah. Because then we can just float around up there until they're supposed to come back, and space debris and satellites. Our satellite, help me out there.
Okay, I can do that. It is my view that nobody leaves this planet. Nobody goes above low Earth orbit. And when I say nobody, I mean nobody. And this also comes back to the whole optics thing we were talking about earlier, where, if you're not tuned for the environment you're in, you can't leave that environment. You don't need a prison wall to do that. If you leave that place that you're tuned to, it doesn't work anymore. You end. But here's the crazy thing, I'm guessing that everyone sitting in the room over there is well aware that movies are for more than entertainment, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so in the opening lines of the movie Gravity that they made such a big deal about, and, you know, the Oscars and all their little black magic things they do, the opening lines, they tell you the absolute truth. In the very opening lines, it is impossible to live in space, or something to that effect, in the very opening lines of Gravity. That's what they tell you. And what you will find is, well, here's a good way to put it. You guys have seen my footage. Not too long ago, I filmed something that I assume is in low Earth orbit that looks like it's got 3 thrusters on it, big thrusters, proving that my little no-budget 12-inch scope can see that far. If I was ever given the opportunity to watch a rocket launch, I would put my equipment on it and I would film it all the way into orbit, and then I would film it in orbit. Why don't we see that? Why has no one ever done that? Or how about when something's coming re-entry and there's this big burn and the thing's glowing like a coal? How come no one's ever filmed that? Well, there's a reason. You know, these are important things if they really happen. There's footage of them.
I'm gonna get off for a little bit.
You know, we've been
I'm gonna get back on power later.
The original reels are the greatest thing made.
Oh, it's getting hot.
It does not take
I'll see you guys. I see you guys.